Caring for our coast begins at a young age. Developing a strong sense of stewardship and sustainability has become a priority in many North Carolina schools. The UNC Coastal Studies Institute works closely with teachers at Cape Hatteras Secondary School in Buxton to develop project-based learning opportunities for students that foster interest in science and math while emphasizing stewardship of our important natural resources. Projects that focus on aquaculture, estuarine ecology, oyster reef restoration, and alternative energy are just a few of the topics covered in the hands-on learning experiences that are available for the students at Cape Hatteras Secondary School.
Cape Hatteras Secondary School has a wide variety of project-based learning activities that include indoor and outdoor learning labs. As far as project-based learning for inside the classroom, we have an aquaculture system in the middle school, and we have a polyculture system in the high school. So both of these function as systems where students can look at aquatic ecosystems, how they interact together, get hands-on experience, and collect data throughout the year on these systems. These projects enhance existing curriculum. As an educator, it's important that students use 21st century skills. So what that means is they're actually learning what it means to be a scientist in the real world. So they're not only learning basic bookwork activities, by having these projects in the classroom, they get to understand how scientists go through the scientific method. They have to make an observation. They create their own hypothesis, and they actually get to test their hypothesis in a hands-on setting with live animals, and then they can see how that relates to the sound that is behind the school.
It's very important for our children who live on Barrier Island to understand the importance of fish, shellfish, just to understand the importance of life and what keeps life going on Barrier Island. And many of these families are here because they have a history of commercial fishing. And so in order for our children to be able to sustain any kind of lifestyle like that on this island, we have to help them realize that things change in the 21st century and that there's got to be some other ways to keep this sustainable income going on. And we want them to understand life cycles of fish as well as the life cycle of the oyster. We have been raising fish in our hatchery, and the kids have been trained in everything from testing the water for nitrates and nitrites and oxygen and pH to doing water exchanges and backwashes on the filtration system. They've raised fish from very small to large enough to be released. They've tagged some fish, tagged and released them, and we are still waiting and hoping that one of our tags will be notified that one of our tagged fish has been caught, and that the North Carolina Fisheries will notify us of what its size was and where it was caught. One of the most wonderful things about this project is, first of all, that it's a community involvement project. So we have community members, parents and other community members who are involved with the oyster recycling, they're involved with the hatchery. We have parents who come in here, they want to know, they want to learn about the fishery, the fish hatchery, they want to learn about the oysters. And it's exciting because the children really, the students really understand it. And they can explain how different chemicals impact the water and how that impacts the fish. They can explain that in the hatchery, they can explain what happens out in the sound. And with what's going on environmentally for us and the future that our children see, it's really important for them to understand how water quality affects life, how that just if water quality affects life in the sound, then how that life in the sound affects human life. And so our children are understanding at a much earlier age just how important it is to make sure that every piece of your environment is in balance and not just that little place where you live.